add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Snatch V Show. I am kind of pumped today because, this past week I have experienced a lot of, different conversations, things that have happened personally for me, and also just what I've come to learn. It's been pretty cool, and I want to try to help you guys to walk away from this episode with something that is going to help you elevate in your characteristics, in your traits, in how you can be as a better human being. It's super unfortunate that the world we live in today is just very, very harsh. It's very critical and not necessarily in a good way. It's actually kind of painful, right? Like we walk around listening to people who are very judgmental, very opinionated, and very one way or one side in terms of their thinking and their behavior, and above all, their actions. And here's the main thing that I want to try and teach people. If you can take responsibility and accountability for yourself, your actions, then you will make this world a better place. And I want to share that with you because when I first moved over to the States, I looked at everything that was going wrong in front of me and around me, and I really projected that. I did not take responsibility. When I first came over here and everything went completely a different direction, I lost everything. I was super depressed, super anxious. When I first kind of experienced that, I thought that everything was the problem. I didn't look at myself and go, hey, what am I doing wrong? Where can I improve? At no point did I recognize that. And that's actually where I went wrong. It was only when I was cornered. And when I say cornered, I mean I was just completely pushed right up against the wall and had fallen completely. We're talking rock bottom at this point. And most of the time, what people don't realize is that when you experience a rock bottom position, the pain that you experience is so great and it's so profound that you really truly don't feel like there's anything left. You don't feel like there's any options out there for you. That's what rock bottom feels like. You don't talk to anyone about it, right? I hear so many people say how depressed they are and how anxious they are. And I think to myself, when I was depressed and anxious, I didn't tell anyone about it because one, I was ashamed of that. Two, it was a feeling that you can't even really describe, but I feel like people just throw around those words these days as if it's anything and everything. I experience so many people bullshitting their way through life. It's insane. And I want to try to help people to be really straight up with themselves, right? Really check in with yourself. If you think that it's someone else's fault because of maybe the adversity that you have, the problems you have, then you're really not having an open mind. You're really not opening your eyes to what's real. And so I'm going to explain this in the best possible way. And I really think that a lot of you will resonate with this. So if you can imagine yourself in this world carrying a window, and you're taking this window everywhere you go, right? You're just holding onto it. It's like a frame. And as you go out into the world, you're staring out into the world. And then what you're saying is you're going to insert the words, I am. And you're going to carry this window around, and then you're going to put in the word that you see through this window, right? And you might say, I am angry all the time, and that's why people hate me. Or you might use it as you're carrying this window around, and you might say, I am sensitive, and this is why people treat me that way. Or you might walk around and you might say, I am disrespectful, and that's why people don't understand me, And so what you're doing is you're projecting. When you insert the words I am and then whatever it is that you're feeling, you're basically asking the world to treat you that way. And that's a massive projection. And a lot of the time, if we were to switch that window to be a mirror, and in this mirror, you might carry around a mirror that says, I am, and you might say, disrespectful, and that's why I don't like me. And if you're going to start looking at the world as you truly see it, the world is as you are. If you start to actually walk around and start saying these things, like stop looking outside this window, start looking inside the mirror and asking yourself, like, what do you see there? Like if you look at people that are confident, they say, I'm strong. That's why I love me. I'm confident. That's why I love me. I'm kind. That's why I love me. Like a lot of the time, confidence makes the same sounds. It makes the same noise. And arrogance, ego, negative self-talk, they're making a very different sound. And the vibration is completely different, right? Like we don't realize that energy carries with it vibration. You really are. Like you think of shame and guilt, very low vibration. You can feel that. You can feel that a mile away. But if you carry confidence, it's like the opposite end. And that feels so different. And a lot of the time people don't even give it that chance. So I want you to think like, what if I actually carried a window around and I just started projecting how I felt, how I feel about the world, how I feel about myself? What if I carried a mirror around? How would I treat myself? And then how you treat yourself, you will probably start to treat others the same way. If you start treating yourself better, then guess what? You tend to treat others better. But people that they really gonna get this wrong. They treat themselves so poorly that they end up treating people around them poorly. And then they get mad at the people that they're treating poorly because it's their fault. It's their problem. And they are the problem. But really, we haven't even had a chance to look at ourselves. And that's where a lot of the time we just don't get it. We don't get it. We don't take responsibility. We don't take accountability for our own actions. And we just carry around like this. It's almost like we walk around with boxing gloves on, right? We're like ready to fight. We're ready to defend anything and anyone that comes our way. But as soon as we fight ourselves, that's it. We just fall short. That's it. We just back down. We carry a white flag. As soon as we are at a point where you are ready to fight yourself, I guarantee you just back straight down. And you carry your white flag and you just surrender to it. And you let your negative self win. How many times have you let your negative self win? That version of you that's telling you that you can't, that you're not good enough, that you're not strong enough, that you don't look good, that you're not capable, that everything's impossible. That's your negative self. And that negative self talks to you every single day. And the only way to talk back to that is to start actually speaking up from a positive sense of self, starting to actually talk back to that negative self. What would it say? What kind of words would it use? What would the sounds be like? How much of an impact would it actually be able to make against that negative self? Are you actually willing to put that to use every day? And we're not talking once or twice. We're not talking only when you feel low. We are saying that when you are feeling low, which is probably at least once in every day, are you able to bring that positive sense of self and combat the negative sense of self and win? Not just combat that, not just fight, but win. And this is the part that it's sad to think that so many of us fall short, right? And then we kind of glorify this shame that we feel in the end. So we know that we don't feel good enough. We start to truly not feel good enough, and then we accept it. Like it's a badge of honor, like, yeah, I know I'm not good enough. And in that shame, you glorify it by accepting and just allowing yourself to be that. Yes, I know I'm not good enough. Yep. Okay. As if that's okay. As if that is warranted. And as if that's just what you have allowed yourself to become. But I guarantee you that if it was anyone else telling you that they felt that way, you'd be like, no way, don't accept that of yourself. Do not limit yourself in that manner. But yet you'll do that for you, right? And this is exactly why people don't take certain advice from certain people. You may think that you're that person that everyone comes to, and you might think that you're that person where, I'm so relied upon. My people around me depend on me, but they're coming to you with the same problems. Why are they coming to you with the same problems? Because everything that you have to say, all the listening that you have to do, is serving no one. It's doing nothing for no one. So if you're that person that's like, my friends keep coming to me with the same problems, and my family keep asking me for the same kind of favors, and you just keep giving, right? We're going to quotation that. You keep giving. Really what you're doing is enabling their shitty behavior. And you're saying it's okay to continue to suck. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll be here again tomorrow. I'll be here to just take on your suck and allow you to suck and not hold you accountable. It's like, since when did friends become like that, right? Since when did family become like that? It's almost like we have just been conditioned to accept the worst and the unacceptable. We accept the unacceptable, which, now, if you look back, that was not a thing. Like, I was not okay by anyone around me to be average. My dad didn't want me to be average. My mom didn't want me to be average. Like, they wanted me to work hard. Hard work was like the number one thing in my family. And now when I see lazy people, I cannot understand them, nor will I resonate with them, nor do I care to. Laziness, to me, is just a sign of weakness. And if you're lazy, then you're going nowhere real fast. And it's unfortunate that people, they made that decision, right? That people make this decision to be like, I'm just going to stay as I am, because as I am is good enough to me. And no one's going to tell me what clarifies being good enough. And I'm here to tell you that there is a level, a measure of good enough. And good enough is at the very least, making effort of who you are today and who you are tomorrow. And they cannot be the same person. It is not possible for you to wake up tomorrow the exact same way that you woke up today and not have any kind of sense of change. Because then you just don't care about yourself. And if you don't care about yourself, then why are you here? To do what? To take up space? To take up value in this world, when all you need to do is just make some effort that is literally required of every single living being in this world. But you think it's okay to not try. Because somewhere along the way, someone gave you this handout and said to you, you're perfect just the way you are. And I'm here to tell you that that is absolute bullshit. So I say this to you because I want to help you. I want to help everyone that I come to terms with. And, some people, they just can't handle the facts. They can't handle the truth. And I really love telling the truth. It's just what I'm all about. And so when I see someone that tells me that they want to be better, I see someone that is making these faults and they're kind of making decisions that are setting them back, I like to bring them to the surface. I like to help people understand that you can't live like that and that it's not serving you nor anyone. And you will at some point in your life regret that. So start making those promises to yourself first and foremost. And after you've done that, then what you can do is you can start living those out in others and encouraging, empowering, helping other people become better, because we have that opportunity every single day to improve ourselves. And as we improve us, we can then improve others. That's the best thing that you can do for anyone. It's the best gift that you can give anyone. Give the gift of truth. Give the gift of empowerment, of helping someone be a better version of themselves every single day. How is that not a gift? Are you too selfish to not provide that to someone? Or are you just too scared? Because a lot of the time, fear is the biggest limiting factor. We are too scared to tell people what we truly think. We are too scared that it may hurt someone's feelings. Little do we know that in us holding back probably hurts their feelings even more. So you have the choice. You have the option. And I'm here to tell you, start carrying around a mirror and see what you're saying to yourself. If you're lying to yourself, you're lying to others. If you're being honest with yourself, you'll be honest with others. Like, those are your choices. Every single day you live with those two choices. You either wake up and you're like, I'm going to be honest with myself and the world, or you'll do the opposite. And then your life will really reflect that. And you may not like that reflection. That reflection is just going to get uglier and uglier if you don't start being real, being authentic, and being who you are, because who you are matters. How many times do you hear that from people? It is cliche, but it is true. Who you are matters. But it's only going to matter the more you actually care about it, the more you pour a little bit more of your attention and focus and actual love into that. Love yourself. As they say, love yourself. But I say that in a way that is not just accepting who you are, but who you can be, who you will be, who you aspire to be, and continue to walk that path, because otherwise, what other choice do you have? Will you get to a point in your life where you just regret? You're not going to be happy there, and you're not going to feel fulfilled. That's the biggest concept that we can look at. I'm going to encourage you from today, from this moment, to look at carrying a mirror and ask others to do the same. And then watch what happens around you within days. Sometimes, honestly, within hours. Change is like instant. And that's all that is required. Just you reflecting back. Just you taking responsibility. Just you holding yourself accountable to the person that you want to be. Not the person that you aspire to be at some point in the future, which you have no idea when. We're talking the better version of you that you are working towards every single day. And so I'm going to leave you with that, because once you can move from that low frequency to that higher frequency, that vibration is going to change. Your energy will change, and it will really bring you so much prosperity, like so much abundance. You will feel very different. And just remember, guys, like, you really are one decision away from a completely different life. I hope this episode has been helpful for you. I hope that you will share it. I hope that this can provide you with some value for your day, for your week, and just help you move forward in your life. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I really, really appreciate everyone that listens to this. And I really hope that you can share this show and the content and anything that I can provide you with and share and serve for you. Please let me know. I really appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.